From our free daily newsletter, the latest from podnews.net with Podscribe. Good news from TuneIn. After closing podcast submissions in February 2024, TuneIn now appears to be accepting new podcast listings once more. You can just use TuneIn's broadcaster portal. The directory has all of our shows in there and is the default way into Tesla cars, Sonos speakers, and many more places. When we last covered TuneIn in December 2024, we revealed mass layoffs at the company, but it was acquired by radio and podcast producer Stingray in November last year. Libsyn and Buzzsprout have signed up with Apple Podcasts to distribute HLS video we can exclusively reveal. We've quotes from both Brendan Monahan and Alban Brook in our newsletter today. All top 10 podcast hosting companies now support HLS video, with one exception, Spotify, who also own Megaphone. Most of these hosting companies, however, are not publishing pricing for video hosting, and support appears to be invite-only. 20 years ago this week, Podcast Generator, a free podcast hosting tool, was released, used by more than 25,000 podcasts. Alberto Bitella looks back at the tool and what it looked like in a full history. We link to that today. It's a fascinating view of some of the early days of podcast history. In London, a new podcast and video production studio has opened in Shoreditch, a mere hop, skip and jump from the podcast show in May. Vaudeville Sound promise shooting and delivery in under 24 hours and is live stream capable. In the UK, Buzz 16 Productions, the owner of The Overlap, brought in more than £11.5 million. That's $15 million in revenue for its last financial year, ending in June 2025. According to accounts it's just filed, the company has 59 employees. The Overlap is now owned by Global. The closure of Podbean Live, the company's live stream feature, which was announced would close in June, is missed by some creators so much that Joe Antonio has filed a petition against the closure, which already has nearly 50 signatures. The Reform Party, a populist right UK political party headed by Nigel Farage, has launched its own podcast, while Reform UK has unveiled plans to back British companies and buy British products. That doesn't extend to the Reform UK podcast, which is hosted by US-based podcast hosting company Buzzsprout. And thank you to Randall Black for kindly becoming a personal supporter, an educator, tech specialist and podcaster. He runs Johns Creek Studios in Milton in West Virginia. Personal supporters like Randy help pay for Pod News for everybody, and we're super grateful for his support. You can support us too at podnews.net/support. It's a Monday, so time for some tech stuff with RSS.com, and RSS.com's co-founder Alberto Bitella's Podcast Generator history website is worth a look. The success of that self-hosted podcast tool seems to be the fact that it didn't require a MySQL database. The scripts just used simple flat files, making it really easy to install. As in all things, simplicity is key to adoption. DriftNote is the latest in a seemingly endless number of AI-coded projects that give AI summaries of podcasts in case you can't be bothered listening to them. This one only works with Spotify podcasts, apparently. It syncs notes to Notion and also produces production assets. Is this a record? A Red Circle RSS feed containing 26,614 episodes. It's a Vietnamese language podcast which sounds AI generated to us. It spent the last 305 episodes narrating a translation of First Immortal of Sword Dao, which is a Chinese novel published in 2025 by Zhao Jinyu. And Buzzsprout has reported total downloads for March were up slightly year on year, up 0.3%. The number of downloads by web browser, which is often how AI agents disguise themselves, has more than doubled. And in podcast news, the US government may have been conducting a slow-drip UFO disclosure campaign through Hollywood movies and television for more than 70 years. Sound, Light and Frequency is new from iHeart Podcasts, hosted by two Hollywood producers who say they were approached by the Men in Black and offered a deal. And new last month from the Financial Times, Untold Opus Dei follows Special Investigations reporter Antonia Cundy's 2-year investigation into the Catholic organisation and its growing influence in the United States. Drawing on interviews with more than 100 current and former members, the 4-part series examines life inside Opus Dei and how it's developed a proximity to an ascendant conservative movement. And this podcast is sponsored by Podscribe. Podscribe's heading to Possible 2026, and it's sponsoring one of the year's biggest marketing events. If you're in Miami, connect with Podscribe and talk measurement, media strategy, and what's next for the industry. There's a link to do that in our show notes, and that's the latest in our newsletter. To read all the stories and subscribe for free and fill out the report card, we're at podnews.net.